Right. So I'm Rabbit Squirrel, and this is Opal.
Hello. Oh, wow, that was the most informal introduction I have ever heard.
I
Welcome to the Sunday Squirrel broadcast. We're here. We're live.
want to turn this down. Just a hair.
I just minimized Line Rider. I shouldn't do that.
There's a dramatic opening. I'm not even gonna check this out. I'll sting it. That's actually pretty good. Okay, cool. I'll just say it's good. I'm just calling it good. I'm calling it. Okay.
That's good.
What are you working on? What are you going to work on? Well, right now you're writing something.
I'm not working on anything in general. I mean, all of my projects are either secret or secret.
Oh.
And
annoying.
possibly a collab. So it's difficult for me to work on anything specific. Anyhow.
Right. I didn't anticipate that, but that's okay.
I can start from scratch, and it'll be fun.
Alright, so I am making a track to this song.
Song? And should I be...
I guess you can't hear it.
No, I won't be able to hear it. What's the song name?
Is that coming through?
Not for me.
It's not.
Wait, is it not coming through on stream either?
No, it's not coming through on stream. I need to find out how to send this.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Probably going to come really loud now.
No, I could probably shrink
this.
this.
That's what I'm going to make here. So I'm going to
scroll that over.
Have this open in Audacity. And I figured out that if I zoom in so I can see the tenths of the frames, it's something like, how does this work?
Where'd it go? I lost my, okay. Let's just open it again. And then I minimized it. That's exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah, so here I have this open, so I see every mark is 0.05, which happens to be 2 frames.
Okay.
I think. Am I doing that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So it's 20 marks total. So each one's 2 frames.
That is very specific. And this is why I don't usually music sync, because it takes forever and a half just to do a little thing.
Alright, so my first one's going to be at like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like 8 frames. Okay.
Shoulder flings right at the start are the worst, and at the same time they're so amazing because they get going fast so quickly. So, what are we planning on talking about?
I was just thinking we could talk about we could talk about tracks.
Oh, like you mean the stuff that we make in the Line Rider community?
Yes, those things.
Oh man, I remember those things.
I also realized I don't have the chat up. There we go. Now I can see the chat again.
And for those of you who probably aren't wondering, no, I don't have the picture anymore. That's the problem with going back to the dorm rooms, but oh well.
There, now I got the music going again.
Yeah. This is a manual party, and I'm starting out with Quirk. Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay, 0.5, so that's going to be 20 frames in, so...
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So I have this open in Audacity, and I'm looking at it, and I am figuring out where I want these lines to hit in.
Okay. I did see the Audacity up. Audacity is a great program for pretty much everything.
Pretty much everything. So I got a line that hits him at 8 frames, and then I want to get a line that hits him at 20 frames.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
So, what tracks are we?
You're making a shoulder fling?
Yeah, for now. I mean, it's only going to be like 2 lines because I need to get to manual sometime. I just wanted some speed. And then 1 more line to get him into the right position. Yeah. The chat went oddly silent.
That's okay.
Is this normal? Do we usually have... Okay.
Oh my god, let's make sure I got this right.
Oh, there we go. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, I have flag lock on. No wonder it's not working.
Might want to turn that off.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I could do? I'm gonna make an all blue manual track on stream.
On stream?
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna turn this into a banana.
Right, what are we going to talk about? We were going to talk about, let's talk about gospel first, because I know that you can talk about that.
Gospel, right. My fanboyish nature is going to come out on this one.
That is okay.
So we have that going on.
It's a little hard to talk and work at the same time, as I discovered.
It is, I know. I know full well that feeling, but, I don't know. It started out really great. I remember there was one area towards the beginning that I really, really liked, especially the sort of slower manuals right at the front.
Yeah? See, I would have said the opposite. I like the end.
Yeah,
the part
a lot of people likes the music sync, but I was watching him make it from the beginning, so it's sort of like I can feel where I know he started to really sync it up.
Yeah.
And it comes across as almost jarring to me.
What comes? Oh, the end. Oh, like the shift when you.
Yeah, whenever especially right towards the tumble, I feel like it sort of tries to do something that it wasn't trying to do towards the beginning of the track, and gives it a little off-kilter feel for me. But it's still a great track. I have absolutely no problem saying that I absolutely loved it and enjoyed pretty much the entire thing.
See, that's funny because for me it was like the beginning was like, oh, this fits with the music really cool and it's a really slow song, and then halfway through it was like, wow, all of a sudden it fits, like it actually fits with the music.
It actually fits. I know, yeah. You can really feel the difference. There's a definite difference there. Okay, that banana is a keeper. Probably, I remember during the marathon that we had going on, you had mentioned one of my tracks being probably the smoothest of all time.
Yeah.
It isn't anymore.
Gospel's better.
Gospel took the cake.
I don't know if I mean, I haven't watched them all consecutively like I did at the marathon, so it's kind of hard for me to say. But.
Not sure if I like that too much.
I think my favorite part of the whole thing was the tumbling followed by the flat sled and then the airtime. That was probably when you first started syncing up, right?
A little bit before that.
A little bit before that.
But yeah, that's the one part where you really notice it and you're like, oh, yeah. Yeah, that's music sync right there.
All right, what's you're supposed to be posting that link in the chat as we talk.
I already did.
Oh, you did? Oh, look at that! I didn't see that you were
there
black.
it is. I am on top of things. You do not have to worry about that.
You're more on top of things than me.
Mister, I don't have Line Rider open.
Because you're not doing 10 things here.
This is very true.
I'm having a hard time working on this and talking about things at the same time. Like it was easier when there were three of us. Now it seems two of us. What was our next track on the list?
The next track.
No, we got to talk about the no stall stall.
The no stall. Oh,
I'm wondering. I was trying to think someone must have done this before, and I just can't think of it. So maybe no one did do it before. But...
Well, the dog delusion. That had one of those in there.
Yeah.
Every time they just sort of leave him floating off into space is sort of a no stall, but at the same time, that doesn't really count. So people have technically done it before, but it is very uncommon, and it really I don't know. I feel like it's almost controversial for me, like a little miniature war going on inside. I like the idea, and at the same time, it almost feels incomplete.
Yeah.
I'm used to seeing, hey, look, there's the end of the track. Okay, that's nice. And
I think my reaction to it was, oh my gosh, I did not expect that at all.
Right. And that's actually really I'm actually going to get rid of that. But that is true. There's
like I was looking at that like, wait, what's going to happen now? And then it's like, oh, that's the stall. Ha ha ha.
It's very unexpected, and I think that's the same reason why I feel like it feels unfinished, but at the same time, it's not really bad.
See, I've seen no stall stalls before, like Dog Delusion is a good example, except those no stall stalls were like, basically like, well, I guess I can't recycle this stuff anymore, so I'm just going to let him sit here. And this was like, very intentionally like, I'm just gonna set him down right there, you know? I mean, he probably got it on accident, but it still is like, there was a conscious decision to keep it.
Right.
I don't know. I thought it was, if it has been done before, it was easily the best executed one I've seen.
That's true. Out of the total of 5 no stall stalls, congratulations. So, I'm trying to think of what else to say about that track. There was this one little manual section that almost looks like a blobfish. I'm not sure if It's not like we can bring a screenshot up of that or anything. I wish we could, though. What?
What's our next track?
The next track would be What by Drummer.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that one.
We're gonna be talking about a lot of music syncing.
Apparently. Well, it's kind of a thing. I mean, we could talk about that in general. I mean, everyone's doing it. It's the cool thing to do.
It's like the new roofies. Everyone's doing it.
What?
Don't ask.
I will not ask.
But no, music thinking. I'm bad at thinking.
You're bad at thinking.
Music syncing. Okay. It's just, oh my god. You think... I feel like back whenever we saw Jam, I just sort of threw up my hands and said, you know what? We're done here. We're done. We can't get any more exact, sort of, actually.
That's weird to me, because for me it's like, Jam was like, not a disappointment, it was like, we've finally taken the first baby step here.
Yeah, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I understand you. But, I mean, I don't know. I was a lot newer at the time, so everything I saw was, oh my god, that is amazing.
Yeah.
How did you do that? So, that played a big part in that, and I believe I had just released Abandon, which I guess wasn't a bad track, but it, was certainly a lot less technical than some of my stuff nowadays.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even then, I was like, everything is amazing. I feel like everything that something released was the best yet, and nothing could top that at the time. So whenever Raphael released Jam, it ended up really going to my head that, okay, while this is amazing and people should implement this in all their tracks, I don't believe that we can actually do anything different with it. And then...
Maybe it's just for me, I've had music syncing stuff in my head for ages.
Yeah, that would be it. But no, then Conan Drummer released What, and all of a sudden, I sort of hear Splash's words every time he released a philosophical thread about line rider dances and all sorts of stuff like that. It's sort of becoming more of a reality there.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Finally, I got that one well. Now I can actually continue with manuals after a few more wells. You know what? Maybe all blue manuals is not the best idea. But no,
I think, did you know that there has been a track made, the music is made for the track in the past?
Really? Like what?
It's called Floating Island by Krazet, and he didn't really talk about how he made the music to match the track, but I think it's a big reason why the track was successful is that he made the music to match the track.
I never even noticed that.
It was in the first Tournament of Champions, I believe. It got really far. Like, it did really well. But yeah, if you watch some of it, there's like some things that you're like, oh yeah, there's no way he could have like there's no way that it would have been possible to do this without actually he wouldn't have been able to find a song that matched up that precisely with a lot of the stuff that happened.
Okay, yeah. And that was pretty common back then, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
People made their own songs in GarageBand all the time.
Really?
I don't remember
this at all.
I seem to remember at least a few people doing that.
I mean, I used songs that I had made in GarageBand in really, really, really early tracks. But
I mean, not for music syncing purposes, but just...
yeah.
I assumed at the time it was just because you guys were afraid of royalty-free stuff and keeping away from all the copyrights.
I don't know if that was really a thing, but it was... all I know is that...
I heard about this frog.
I don't know where we're going with this. It's like...
Very tiny frog.
There was a certain fear of royalty-free stuff, but mostly it didn't result in people making their songs. It resulted in people like getting music from like Newgrounds or like obscure places or like stuff like that. I mean, I made a few songs in GarageBand for things, but I think that was sort of an unusual thing.
Okay.
If you touch its skin, you can feel
You know, that was just something that I had seen a long time ago in...
Hey, we
A
have a
few
person
credits.
besides... Well, Dap's been here, but
Dap's always there.
he's not
Dap
really
never
talking to us.
leaves.
So, but Ryder's here now,
your daddy.
and I think he's watching.
Thing looks like a giant
Hello, Ryder.
Welcome to the Sunday School broadcast.
and you keep laughing,
Um,
laughing, and laugh. Nothing is
I don't know where I'm
ever
going
quite
with
the
this.
same, really.
I'm distracted because I'm trying to think about this music sync I'm making.
Yeah, it's a lot more difficult than whenever you guys were doing Flat Sled, isn't it?
Funny to be a
5. Well, I ended up scrapping my entire flat sled because I was making it blind. Like, I wasn't listening to the music or, like, looking at the waveforms even.
Right.
And it turned out that the beginning of the flat sled was, like, really important for it to be really smooth and slow, and I ended up remaking it all blue. But when I originally made it, I had, like, all of these red lines everywhere, and it didn't really work out. So yeah, that was why.
So with this randomizer that you have going on,
35.
how many solo projects do you think you're going to start?
The biggest group of friends
Uh,
has ever seen. Jumping and laughing forever.
How many solo projects do I think I'm going to
Because I know
start?
you have at least 2. You have the other one, then you have this manual one,
The other one?
and then you have the scenery. Well, you had the flat sled, the scenery, you had the Manuquirk.
Which scene? The one that I'm seeing the boards?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the Battle Royale.
Right. But it's still solo projects.
Kind of. Get made the start.
Oh,
Just like Shotoku made the start for Supersonic Motion.
right. Would that even be considered a solo project? I remember we, Tournaments of Champions collabs, that argument had come up one time.
Yeah, see, if we were in Tournament Champions, if we were doing that again, I would probably argue that Supersonic Motion was a collab. Just because of, we made Chewie enter... How can I get this? Why does Bosch not want to spin in this position? We made... There was something to do with,
What?
what am I saying?
I could test it. Hey, Rabbit, do you hear the fan in the background?
I hear mostly music because that's what's going on in the background for me.
Okay, good. That should be fine then.
But I don't. It's not your music. It's my music. So I
know it's
hear
your
a
music.
fan.
I'm not playing
Okay,
music.
Yeah. Probably there might be like some extra. Here, let me pause the. I think I can actually hear it. Nope,
It's
I can't.
fine.
I can't hear it.
If you can't hear it with the music, then it's fine.
No, I just turned off the music and I can't hear it at all. It was a possible fan-like sound in the
Right. Okay,
Whatever.
that's fine then.
in the song.
It's fine.
Words.
That's fine.
I can't words today because I'm
That's
trying
fine.
to make this tumble and it's not working and I'm frustrated. 2, 3, 4, 5. Needs to be a little lower anyway. That'd probably help. Make it lower. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful, except it killed him.
That's just what you want to do.
Not really.
No, absolutely.
Oh man.
not.
Jeez, I'm just skewering him.
Don't do that. No, 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 no. I mean, I know I have a banana in mind, but that's like the only food we want to keep on screen.
What? Is Bosch food now?
Is he? I mean,
I don't think so.
I started picturing shish kebab whenever you said that.
No, I was referring to skewering Bosch on the line. I don't think you'd want to eat that.
As opposed to skewering him on a skewer.
I'm a little lost. I've lost you.
Do you know what a skewer is?
Yes. I was using it as a verb. Like, to skewer something is to stab it straight through the middle.
Yes.
That's what I was doing to Bosch.
I understand this.
All right. Then we're on the same page. Kind
yes. Well, maybe a little. We can pretend like we're on the same page.
I don't know what's happening, Ryder. I'm as confused as you are. What were we talking about? I totally lost.
We were talking about Watt for a while.
We were talking about Watt, weren't we?
We never quite
talking about
actually talked
island.
about it. We just sort of danced around the subject of music syncing.
All right, let's actually talk about Watt.
Best music syncing so far. That's pretty much what it boils down to. Especially towards the end where we got the cranial going on and everything just sort of fell into place. And Ravi's gone again.
Sorry. Yes,
no worries.
I agree.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Okay, so I saw the SOL file before he made the music for it. He wanted me to record it, and it was like, this looks really like dumb. Like it looks like he was just got bored and started making random lines with cramules everywhere. And I was like, what is this? And then it came out with the music, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's brilliant now. It's so funny how much it changed it.
Right. Yeah, no. And you'd think that would make it easier to make, but at the same time, no. Music syncing still takes months on end just to get its lineup right. All you're doing is making the simple stuff harder and at the same time look a little better in the process.
I don't know if it's about making the simple stuff look harder, it's just...
Well, it makes it harder, it doesn't make it look harder.
Because it has to be in precisely timed.
Months, screw months on end, months or years, if you're making a 5-minute long monstrosity.
I don't think it actually took him that long, is the thing. The music took him longer than the track, I know that for sure.
Oh, you mean for Conan Drummer?
For Watt, yeah. I know the music took him longer than the track.
Yeah, if you're making music, it takes forever. But, I was just talking about, in general, music syncing, if you have... Wait, did you think I was talking about Watt there?
When you said months on end? Yeah, I did. And I was saying, no, it did not take months on end.
I thought you were talking about for the 5-minute long monstrosity, and I was like, that is not 5 minutes. At all.
I have not seen a music synced 5-minute long monstrosity except for Jam.
Jam?
Well, Angel kind of, except it wasn't really a monstrosity. It was pretty chill.
It was very chill. I agree with that.
But it was really fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And Smile is also 3 minutes, so that's a thing too.
Yeah. Is there anything else in there? Like, I'm just realizing that long music synced tracks are not exactly commonplace.
They're not really, because they're mostly a new thing. I mean, Blue Champion was pretty long, but it was like 2 minutes. Not actually that long compared to some of the music syncing stuff that's happened recently.
Right.
And okay, I want to put out a little bit of a radical thought about music syncing, and I don't think that precision equals good.
I can say I agree with you.
Because I think that was a big reason why...
Actually, let me take back my answer.
Sorry, go ahead.
Precision does equal good, but it's only a portion of the good. For it to really... I feel like the overall feel of the track is more important than what is actually happening and the frame-by-frame importance.
I think that.
But I refuse to believe that you don't think precision is important as well, because you currently have the exact frames at which things happen up on your computer.
Yes, well, precision is obviously important, but I don't think that making a sync precise necessarily makes it good. I think we're stuck in this idea of if I get it right on the right frame, then it's good. But there's lots of different ways you can sync that aren't that like there's lots of different things you can do.
Right.
I don't know what I'm saying. Well, I kind of know what I'm saying, but
there are lots of different aspects to music sync that you have to consider before actually making one.
Just whenever you want to sync up a spot, there's like 10 different things you could do to sync that spot up.
Right.
And I think that for us to sort of move forward in music syncing, we just have to start thinking about like what are all the different things I could do to sync this up, and then what do I want to do, instead of just did I get it just right? Like I'm gonna, instead of just saying, well, I'm making a manu quirk, so where do I want my next manual to be? I'm gonna sync it up with this particular thing, and instead of you're understanding what I'm meaning.
Almost.
You picking up what I'm laying down?
Almost.
Okay, so I'm making a manual track, and I say, okay, I want this to be a manu quirk, and I don't want there to be a lot of airtime, and I want to sync it to this track, so I'm going... Oh, why is it... What the hell? What the hell?
What the heck did I just do? I don't know what I just did.
What's happening? Oh, that last line? How it, like, pops off of it?
Yeah.
Hey,
It
Raph.
looks sort of goofy. I'm not sure if I want to keep it.
What I'm saying is I think it's more important, in music syncing, I think it's more important to put thought into...
what he's doing instead of when?
Yes, exactly. I think when he's doing is important, but you need to think about what you want him to do before you think about when you want him to do it.
I'm going to take that a stretch further and say you want to think about how he syncs to the flow of the track. For once, Stelly actually got it right. I am holding by that.
I don't know if I understand what you mean by that.
Every song has a certain feel to it, right? So the track isn't the line writer track that we're talking about. It's the track song. He will sync to the flow of the track.
I don't get it.
I'm sorry.
Here's what I was trying to say. I don't know. I've lost my track. Opal, you need to stop confusing me.
I seem to be doing that a lot. And I'm sorry for that.
All right. What was I saying? I don't even remember where we were going with this anymore. Now I got confused by the sync to the flow.
The
thing.
sync to the flow of the track.
Man, we were talking
As
about...
opposed to focusing on the feeling, I guess is what I'm saying. Or instead of focusing on the timing, you should focus on the feeling. Get those vibes going.
Yes.
Get those. Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Now I'm with you. Yeah.
Whenever I'm not speaking Stally speak, automatically everyone understands.
Just speak normal.
But I mean, that's boring.
No, it's not. It's understandable. It's intelligible. Okay, I'm gonna do. Let me get this. Okay, so that is the next one. Doom. So that's gonna be at 1, 2. Oh, I can start the music again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 frames in. Oh, wait.
It probably
13
sounds
frames after what
so
second?
high right now, but I'm not.
13.
This is my normal self.
3 seconds, 13 frames. Okay. Opal, everyone knows you're high. Just admit it.
Okay. Like, no, I can't do it.
Opal is unable to admit that he is high.
This is just my normal self, I promise.
He's in denial. Alright, so what were we talking about? We were talking about sync and watt.
Yeah. Or we can move on to the next topic because I feel like that's confusing.
Do you think that making music for tracks is going to be a thing that catches on? I mean, I've noticed there are a lot of people on We Ride the Lines who do actually make music.
For the few people that do actually make music, I think yes. But a lot of those that sort of came back, like Jay-Z had mentioned that. I know Conan Drummer makes it.
Obviously,
Raffle isn't around too much anymore. So pretty much everyone who only makes a track every once a year or so actually makes music.
Raffle is totally around. He just doesn't post a lot. He's reviewing more than I am.
He doesn't make tracks anymore.
He
should make tracks.
Wait. He does make tracks. You remember why he hasn't made tracks recently? It's because his computer was broken and he couldn't save SOL files until he got his new computer, which was like a couple months ago. So he hasn't been able to work on anything for like 6 months, which is why he was But he's working. He's streamed a couple times. Whatever.
Okay. So that works.
Does he make music? I didn't even know.
Yes. I believe that's actually his Skype name. If I'm going to scroll down, show all your messages. It is...
His Skype name is I Make Music?
Something similar to that. Actually, I think you might be right. No, it is not. But it was something like R@U Music or something. I don't know. It was his like DJ name or whatever.
All right. So what's our next track? We should talk about another track.
We should talk about tracks. That's the entire time.
You did not post what in the chat. You never did that.
Oh no! No.
I just checked.
Okay. So for those of you who feel like watching what
or haven't seen it, which is probably nobody, but if you're
that's for you.
For
the people who are going to watch the next track while we talk about it and not some random topic that somehow comes up from it, here is Supersonic Motion. Let's go.
Yeah, let's talk about that one. That's another, hey, more syncing.
Yeah.
All the good tracks lately have syncing.
Every single track has syncing, whether it's good or not.
It's like if it doesn't have good syncing, it just has bad syncing.
Does it have now? Bad music.
The question is no longer does the track have music syncing. The question is the music syncing of the track good? And if people don't put thought into music syncing, then it's just bad music syncing.
It's catching on.
Music syncing.
Oh God, what have we done?
But yeah, it's like people say, like, I have actually noticed that, like, people will evaluate music syncs even if it's like not planned.
Right.
The same way they evaluate planned music syncs. It's like it's becoming sort of an integral part of how we critique tracks. Maybe not how we make tracks, but how we critique tracks.
I could see that happening.
Let me see if I got this right. I'm trying to get this rhythm right. I wonder if I could slow this part down.
And oftentimes it's not only music syncing that happens. Like in Supersonic Motion, you have that one long fall that everyone notices, and then there's just the rest of the track. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not going to say that's a bad thing. It's just part of a track.
Yeah. Is there an easy way to slow this down in Audacity? I mean, I know I can, like...
What do you mean, slow down?
I can change speed. I'll just do that. See if it works.
If you go up into effects there, yes. Just be careful not to slow it down too far.
Oops.
Because essentially what happens is it'll start clipping. Or not clipping, but it sounds very choppy.
Yeah, I know.
It just spreads out the frames.
Okay, never mind. I'm just going to change the tempo. That'll help. Minus 50%. I want to go half speed. Oh, gosh. I have no idea what's happening in this part. I give up.
figured that would happen.
You knew that would happen?
I sort of guessed, yeah. Well, you slowed it down by half?
It's okay, so where does it start? It starts right here. And it ends here. Yeah. Done. Done. Yeah, okay, I figured this out.
Don't do music sync, kids. It makes you say weird things.
Done. I'm not retarded.
Not that I need any music syncing to make me say weird things.
Okay.
So that's
1,
just
2,
natural.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 9. I could do. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do 9 frames back. So that's gonna be 331. Bum. All right, we were gonna talk about supersonic motion.
Yeah.
We
And we sort of did start talking about it.
All right, what did you say about it before I?
All right, before you started doing the bums and the da-das, I was talking about how the fact that not all of it is music synced.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of it that isn't, but it's not.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. You have the parts that are music synced, and that actually does a whole lot to build up the hype of the track.
Yeah.
Which is great, and then you have sort of, once again, the overall feel of the track matches the track as in the song track. That's actually going to get really confusing if I use that word.
Song track?
Yeah. Because that's technically what it's called. I mean, whenever you have it on an album, it's track 1, track 2, track 3. So it's just sort of slipped into my vocabulary, and I'm trying to distinguish the two. And it's difficult.
The track meaning the track that's
the song. Yeah, the song. That
is confusing. 4, 5, 6. 34. 34. Okay, my next one's going to be at 34 seconds. I agree with you in that it's like the fact that a lot of it wasn't music sync didn't really take away, like it wasn't like, it's different than gospel, because gospel was like the first half you can kind of tell was like the sync was added afterward, and then the second half you could tell that he was making it to fit the song.
Right.
In Supersonic Motion, it was like there were parts that were intentionally made to fit the song, and other parts that were intentionally like just freestyle.
Yeah.
And really
even whenever it's freestyle, it's not like it lost the energy that the song had. That's why I feel like we were talking about the actual location and exact syncing of certain parts of the song isn't as important as getting the feel correct.
Yeah.
Because if he just did some dinky flat sled there, then it wouldn't have looked near as impressive. Or fit as well with the music.
Yeah. This is true.
Likewise, I don't think that the intense high-speed quirk would have sounded good if he had played something like Iggy Azalea.
We're talking about Supersonic Motion. We're just talking about recent tracks.
Stupid Sonic Motion?
It's basically about like music syncing. It's become just like we're just talking about music syncing. I'm confusing myself here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
7, 8,
so that
9,
was supposed
10,
to be
11, 12, 13.
31. Oh, but that one's late.
Go.
Okay, so this one's a frame late.
We know
so
how to count.
Fix that one. I'm so good at counting, guys. Watch me count. 31, 32, 33. I'm so good at this. Someone hire me.
1.
Yeah. Oh, you know what we have to talk about is Supersonic Motion?
Go for it.
Frickin' ending. I still, like, I need to download the SOL and be like, what actually happened
I figured
there?
out what happens.
What actually happens there? Because
he's just going at a diagonal, but because it's all horizontal lines, we can't see him going in the horizontal direction.
Oh, wait, so he's moving in a diagonal direction, and so that's why the lines are getting closer together.
No, that has nothing to do with the lines getting closer together. The lines are getting closer together because he's putting them closer together, but we can't see him move diagonally. So whenever he hits the cramule, we realize, oh wait, he was moving sideways too, and it's not just up and down.
Oh, so he's moving to the right.
He's moving to the right
He's
and
moving to the right
upwards.
and up, and
But-
he's hitting more and more lines to stop him going up.
No, those lines don't do anything. They're scenery, I
Oh.
believe.
Really? Are they all green?
I think so.
Okay. I haven't actually. I know you posted the SLR. I just haven't actually looked at it yet.
Wait, they do affect him?
31.
Oh, holy crap! That is, wow. Okay. Wait, it's a fling sort. Actually, yeah. How is that a fling?
Bum, bum.
How are you flinging him in the same direction that he's going? You weren't using Kevin's
I was
pop
pretty sure
lines,
they.
were you?
I was pretty sure they. Like it looked like they were affecting him.
Somehow I missed that. Yeah, no.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure. I think from what you just said and from what I think I know, I think I've deduced what's going on in that. So what's happening is he's moving up, and the cramule lines are there to slowly stop him going up. So it's like every frame it like pushes him down a little bit, and the lines are just extended a lot horizontally, and so you can see them getting closer together, which means he's slowing down. His vertical speed is slowing down, but this whole
Okay.
time he's moving to the right, but you can't tell really because
Right.
he's in cramule position, so you don't really see his direction. So he's moving to the right, and then all of a sudden he hits that cramule, moving to the right, and stops
Yeah.
going to the right.
I got that part. Like I had
It just-
figured that out.
It's like it's one of those things that it's like the DNA. It's like Sorbius's DNA, where it's like it happens, and then your first reaction is what on earth just happened, and then you go back and figure it out, and you're like, oh, I see what works. But you have to like you have to watch it a few times before you're like what actually was that?
Right.
Yeah, stuff.
Yeah, I definitely had to rewind to figure out what I did. I still didn't see that the horizontal lines affected him. That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that, Raph. Raphael and I were both up late together, and
Really?
he was talking about like, I have this really cool idea, but it's going to take me a while to do it. And I was like, do it! And then he did it, and it was that, apparently.
Okay. There's a hand position. No.
Okay, third one, three. Oh, that one's
That looks
one's
really
a frame
cool.
late. I want to hit him here. Raphael has
Oh,
good news. I saw the
yeah.
clan, Raphael. Do you want me to be part of that? Because you originally talked to me about it, but then you like didn't even.
He talked
Yeah, yeah.
to you as well? He didn't talk to me.
Well, he talked to me, but then he
Oh.
went and did the clan without me.
You probably just didn't reply for a while.
No, he talked to me in the chat about it for a bit. No,
Oh.
on Skype. It was on Skype. Whatever. It's not a big deal. I was just curious. Thorn Clan, though. He's almost done editing the Thorn Clan. That's exciting.
Okay.
Oh, come on. I thought he survived that. I thought I just got him to survive, and then
Nope.
no, he didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to move on to the next track?
I
mean, we're almost halfway. Actually,
what did you
no,
think
we're
of
not.
the first part of Supersonic Motion?
First part.
Not the titles, after the titles, but like the first part before the music, before the really fast music sync. Actually, and then I want to talk about the sync itself.
It started out with me like I'm just looking at this and going, wait a second. This isn't fast. this has to get fast. When's it gonna get fast? When is it? Wait. Oh. Actually, it took a little while longer than that because he had that large amount of airtime that I thought he was just going to have him fly over there and do some serious falling, and then he didn't.
Yeah, there's like
And I was
that,
like,
that
wait a
like
second.
teaser like halfway through. You're like,
There's
is it
more
going to be
track.
airtime? And then it's like, nope. Like, is this going to be like the drop? And then it's like, nope, not the drop yet.
Pity.
Not really, because it was really
yeah.
great when it happened. It's funny because I thought it was just brilliant how it was like, how it like, I mean, I know that this wasn't exactly planned, but it was like, everyone knew it was a high-speed track. Like, no one was like, what kind of track is this going to be? Everyone's like, it's called Supersonic Motion. It's a sequel to Sonic Motion. It's for a high-speed battle with Cramwood. It's going to be fast. And so, to like, deliberately, like, I mean, not deliberately, but like, to take a track where it starts out like pretty chill, and everyone's like, is this it? Is this it? And it's like just builds your expectations, and then when it does actually take off, it's like just really cool. I don't know.
Right.
That's my thought.
Oh, it definitely works.
Oh, come on. Why does this always happen? It seems like sometimes I'll draw a line and he'll survive. Oh no, is that one not going to work now? Okay, I'm still going to work. Unless I draw a line and then he survives, and then I delete it and draw a different line, and then he dies, and then I delete that line, and I undelete those two lines, I delete the most recent line, and then the older line doesn't work anymore. Have you ever had that? I'm going to go with no.
I don't think so.
All right, well, that
Like-
works.
Every once in a while, I've had a layer problem where one line, which, like with the manuals, usually, whenever they're connected and you erase one and then redraw it, and then it won't work, just because the two lines are connected. But I've never had that happen on a tumble, which is what I think you're doing.
Yeah, I just...
Yeah, you're doing a tumble.
All right, so let me see if this actually lines up. Like, I don't know if I can actually test this on stream. It might just not work, but... I'm going to generate one measure of click track so I can get this. Oh. What just happened? Oh, I only have that selected. Okay. Oh, it's too slow. You can kind of see what I'm doing, though.
Yeah.
Boom, da da da, doom 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 doo 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 doo. So I have two more lines to make, and then I get to make the first manual. This is a track. This is not a secret track because I'm making this track for. Oh, I have scroll lock on. That was dumb of me. For Line Benji, he's gonna scene it.
Oh, okay.
He said he
That's
might
what that
drop
is.
in today. Haven't seen him so far, but that's okay. But yeah. And then I want to talk about the actual sync, which is that I noticed something, which is that sometimes the lines that he was hitting that were lined up with the piano notes on the drop, sometimes
Okay.
they actually felt a little bit late.
Yes.
And I'm pretty
Yes,
sure
they do.
everyone noticed that. And I was thinking, like, I wonder if they're like, wonder if the lines are like really precise, but we should actually be syncing things like a frame or two early.
Maybe.
I'm not really sure. Like, and then I had this conversation with Dap about it, and he was talking about it's something about like human perception, and I wasn't so sure about that. I was wondering if it had to do with like the speed of sound and how like you're used to sound getting to your eyes like slightly late, and if the
Well, yeah,
sound
that is human
happens-
perception, though. You're
I mean, I
describing
guess, yeah.
human perception.
I guess that's the same thing. But he was talking about like our brains don't process the sound, and I was thinking more in terms of the sound doesn't get to us.
Right. It's pretty much the same thing. It's just
I guess
different.
I don't think it's like the same thing, but there's something about like I'm starting to think there's. So I'm trying out with this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to see if it works after we finish this and I make the recording. But I'm
Right.
trying out like doing it like a frame early, and I'll see if it looks good.
That'll probably work. I don't think that's the case though with the supersonic motion.
No?
No, that is a little bit later to be perception but based.
Really?
I believe so. Like, I mean, usually that's really, really, really small amounts.
Two, three, four, five, six, seven. Well, 1/40th of a second isn't that much. Isn't that small?
Right.
Like that's,
Well, actually, that's really small. Keep in
Actually,
mind
yeah,
that
I
your
guess that is
brain
small.
processes things smoothly at 20 frames per second.
yeah. Is that 20? I don't know.
It's at 20.
I've
that
heard
is,
30. I've heard 20. I've heard 60. I've heard all sorts of things. It's funny. I wonder why, if our brain processing things smoothly at 20, that we see things smooth at 60. Like we can tell the difference between 60 and 30.
I feel whenever we interpret it as smooth motion, it's at 20. But I feel like our brains can probably process up to 60 frames and tell that it's smoother. Maybe that's the case.
Maybe.
Like any slower than 20, and it feels choppy.
7. Okay, my next note's going to be 7 frames after 4. Boom, 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 boom.
That's not what I want.
Do.
I haven't heard those noises before.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh wait, I am off because I have this click track that I need to get rid of. Nope, I don't want to do that.
What do you mean by off? What are you off of?
Why can't I not do the thing? Okay. I made a click track so I could start it and then test the thing, but how do I have a zoom tool? I don't have the zoom tool. There. But then I was trying to just undo, and it wasn't letting me undo. It's very frustrating. That's enough that it's going to be imperceptible. No, I don't want to open Photoshop. No.
Photoshop.
I just accidentally clicked on it while I was moving my mouse
Yeah, we
around.
could totally Photoshop Line Rider. That's how it works.
I mean, I use Photoshop a lot, but not typically
In Line Rider?
for Line Rider purposes. More for the forum purposes. The forum
Porpoises.
purposes.
We own sea creatures now.
Okay, so that one was at 401. The next one's gonna. Oh, I didn't. I stopped playing. Oh, I just remembered that I had stopped playing the music. I wish there was a way for me to like remotely pause and play YouTube. There probably is.
What music are you
Too
playing?
lazy to find it. I'm actually playing. Well, this I just because in the past we keep having issues where it'll be like, if I just play Pandora, like one song will like trigger the entire video be blocked or something. And so instead of doing that, I am playing. I'm playing just one album, which I decided to take the song that I was thinking of this track to, which is "Okay Pal" by M83, and I'm just playing the whole album.
Okay.
That's what's going on. And so anyway, we talked about this. We talked about supersonic motion a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about. Can we go back to Watt and talk about like cramule usage?
It's good in certain situations, but if you overuse it, it's bad. There, end of conversation.
But Watt over like half the track is spent in cramule.
Yes, but
if there's
it
any
works
track that's
with the
abused
music.
cramules, that is Watt.
I feel like it's one of those things where you're like, okay, if it works with the music, then that's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
There is, I mean, this is where music syncing gets weird, honestly, is you're doing something that shouldn't usually work in a track, and everyone would be like, eh. And then making it turn out all right.
No, I don't want to put a flag there. Yeah.
And that's like the only time you would be able to do that is if you're using it for music sync.
Yeah. I think I agree.
Although, maybe that part would just be cool in general. I don't know. I haven't seen it without music, so I don't know. What was it like while you were recording it? Were you looking at it and going, what the heck is that thing?
Yeah, basically, I was looking at like, I mean, it's like pretty good, quirk at the beginning, and then like in the middle, it just starts to be all these like cramules, and like massive airtime, and then like this, like the last half of the track is like all these like scribbles of like Watt all over the track, and I'm like, Conundrum, what are you doing? Like, are you just like bored and decided to just write Watt all over your track? And then there's like these like things where he goes up and down on the cramules, and it was like, what is this? Like, are you just like, you're like, Line Rider is boring, so I'm just gonna make this because I'm bored? Or like it looked like something that someone would make because they just didn't have anything to do and needed some time to kill. It didn't look like it was premeditated or planned out at all.
Right.
So I was not expecting the music to like line up with it that well and be that good. You know?
Yeah. So, we have... What time does the stream end?
We have another hour.
Okay, because we've used up half of the stream, and we aren't halfway through the movie lists. So if you want to get to all of them, we might want to speed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Might be a good idea. Anyhow, on that note, I'm going to post the next link. Oh, that's not the right link. Did I press? Okay, let's try that again. Control C. Zoom out. Control V. Wait. Control V. There we go. Let's talk about Perpetuo. Silence.
Sorry. Okay, sorry, I was figuring out where the next thing is gonna be. Things.
I wish we had a phrasable for this. Like, I sort of want to talk about it like...
Yeah.
We know exactly what was going on in his head, but I don't know for certain.
I mean, I think he just had a cool idea and was like, let's do this cool idea. And then we did it, and it was a cool idea.
It was a pretty cool idea. Yeah.
I was surprised that people were, like... I guess I was surprised that people were as surprised as they were how well it turned out. Like, when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is a really cool idea. This will look really great. And then I was surprised that people were like, whoa, this turned out way better than I expected. I was like, what, did you expect it was going to be bad?
Yeah. Well, it was certainly unusual. I mean, I guess every once in a while it's a little more difficult for people to perceive things. Some people are better at it than others, certainly.
Yeah.
But, that can actually probably be trained. You can train yourself to, actually visualize something.
What do you mean by that?
Like, as opposed to waiting until post-production to actually know what's going on, you can actually see something in your head, and not everyone has that ability. Like, for us, it's sort of natural, and then other people have trouble with it. And I've recently come to realize this.
Huh. That's interesting.
What, did you not know that?
I mean, I guess I kind of know that, but like, I don't really know what to say about it. I get what you mean, and I guess it makes sense.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it's different for everybody. I can understand why they didn't realize it would turn out as good as it did.
Yeah.
Duh, duh, duh,
Duh.
One more.
I don't think I'm putting this in the right place, but That's supposed to be 401. That one's 407. That one's 412. Yeah, that's right. These are all right. All right, cool. And we'll just go with it. So now I need to make a manual.
Yay!
I'm finally getting to the manuals here.
The first one of the track.
And that's going to be at... Yeah, it's going to be like... 28?
28 frames or seconds?
428.
Okay.
No, it's not. That's not right. 18.
Not sure if I like that.
I guess it should probably be a tail manual because he's rotating that way. Or I can put a stabilizer and make it a nose manual. See, what do I want to... Yeah, tail manual would be good because then I can go to the right.
I don't know what to do here. Maybe we should, is that all we have to say about Perpetuo? Like, I mean, it was a cool idea. It didn't have music sync.
I think we should have more cool ideas like that, I guess.
We should have more cool ideas like that?
I think that cool ideas should be more of a thing than they are.
Cool ideas are great. Give me a month. Secrets, yet at the same time not very
we
secret.
need cool collaboration ideas.
Oh, sorry about that.
I mean, you know that I'm a big fan of them. And it was just really exciting to see someone else doing something like that. Phrasable doing that.
Mm-hmm.
For instead of me just doing the community scenery project all the time.
Right. And I've seen a lot of repeats recently. Like, how many Tales of 20 have we had? Or Tales of 10?
We had Tales of 10, like, 5 years ago. We had Tales of 12, like, 3 years ago. And we had Tales of 20 is, like, pretty recent.
Right. Yeah. And everyone's like, oh yeah, we should go back and do even more boxes. And I'm like, no, can we do something? Can we do something?
I would love to do more boxes. I think the boxes was a really great way to do scenery. Like, great way to get people to make
it was fun.
scenery.
I just feel like we could do something else without relying on old stuff.
This is true, we probably could.
We can find different ways.
Wait, how do I do the,
Keep going?
That's how I do it. Ha!
Oh,
I want to do multi-line in Kevin's version. I figured it out.
yep.
Except I think I killed him now.
You did what?
I killed Bosch.
Oh. I thought you killed Kevin's for a second. I was
didn't
like,
kill
you
Kevin.
monster.
I didn't kill Kevin's. That would have been that would. I don't think that would be as easy as it sounds.
He is in the Navy.
He is in the Navy. This is true.
You'd probably have to infiltrate some sort of secret base just to get to him.
I don't think he's that high up in the Navy, but okay.
Maybe. Yeah. Do they not have infantry living on secret bases?
You know what? Screw this. I'm just gonna go back to where I was originally. Or you know what I could do? I could make this spin him less.
Maybe. I'm actually not looking at it. Let me look at it.
I
Okay.
could make this previous, you know, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this line just not spin him as much. And then I can catch him for a tail manual at the right time. Oh no, now it killed him. I don't want that.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Also, my computer is not charging. That might be important. Hang on 1 second while I crawl under my desk. Ow.
What was the next track we were gonna talk about?
I can't see. Let me... so many things.
Don't
We were
stress out,
going to
Opal.
talk
It's
about-
okay. It's okay.
We were going to talk about, and I grabbed the title, and I shrink Microsoft Word, A Stir by Summoning and Votail.
Oh yeah. Well, were you here, or did you see the last stream I did when we watched it on the stream?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know if you could hear that the first time or not. Come back here. Okay. So now my laptop has power again. Congratulations, self.
Okay. I'm gonna try one more thing here. Let me make it so that's right. Okay, I'm gonna try spinning him a little more and see if that works. Probably won't. Nope. I could give him a head manual. That'd be a weird way to start the track.
Oh, absolutely. Head manuals are the best.
What is our next track? You haven't told me yet. Oh, it's a stir. Sorry, you
a
did tell
stir.
me. I just forgot.
I did.
Oh,
And then I
man.
ducked under the table and everything went kaput.
That's okay. Well, were you here last? That's what you didn't answer my question. Were you here last time, or not last stream, but the stream before last when we played it on stream?
You mean the Sunday Squirrel broadcast?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we watched it. The cool thing was that we watched it on the stream, and we realized, or I commented, that it was like surprisingly a lot more fun to watch with the green lines than without the green lines. Like I loaded it without the scenery.
Right.
We watched it without the scenery. The scenery, and it was like not nearly as fun to watch.
I actually found that out a long time ago. Back whenever I was making Curiosity, I was like, ew, the Spirit Track looks disgusting. But, no, green lines make everything better.
I think that's interesting. Like, I always knew that, like, you know, green lines kind of make it look cooler, and I definitely knew that they're used as kind of like a gotcha thing, like with Flash Kick.
Right.
But I never thought about them as like the track looks ugly until you add the green lines, and then it looks good. Maybe that's just me, but
Um, I feel like that's only true in certain cases. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just take a random bad track and add green lines and say, hey, it's good now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there is definitely a case where if you're adding the green lines while you're making the track, if you take those green lines away, then suddenly it's just not good. So,
Yeah.
it's a bit of give and take.
It's funny that it's like the track look like it's. Okay. Let me rephrase this. What do you think about making a track with green lines, as you go, versus adding green lines after you finish the track?
As you go is the way to do it.
Why?
I've tried it both, and it is difficult.
To add
Because
them afterwards?
you have to really work with his rotation whenever you do it. And that's something that you can only really tell at the spur of the moment.
Yeah.
Whenever you have time to go frame by frame and make sure he doesn't go through the line at all. And there's just a lot to the process. It's a lot more than just clunking green lines down and hoping that he'll look like he's riding it.
This is funny. See, now you're talking about. I'm going to turn color playback on so I can see what's happening. Now you're talking about like there's an art to adding green lines, where some people, I've heard it argued that they're like people shouldn't use them.
Because they aren't artistic and because they're too easy?
Yeah.
They're wrong. They're very wrong.
Here's a question. Do you think they're accessible?
What do you mean?
Okay, accessibility has to do with like I guess a general rule for is this accessible is would your grandmother enjoy it? And obviously your grandmother's like a line rider in general is rather inaccessible, but
I feel like more so than Quirk.
yeah.
Have you wondered why I stuck with manuals for so long? It's probably because I don't have to make a million things at once just for only a select few people to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So yes, I feel like it is, and at the same time, the only real thing you need to tell someone who's never played Line Rider in their life is, hey, some lines don't affect them, and this color is green. And then they should be good to go.
Yeah, it's true. So I'm hoping the sync works because he hits the line at actually like 418, but then he actually kind of gets pressure on like 420, so I think it'll work.
I'm actually not watching stream.
That's okay. That's fine. I'm just talking to myself mostly.
And to the people who are watching the stream. That's true. Wait, 420. 420,
Oh, 420. 420.
420,
Obligatory blaze it.
I'm not high, I swear.
He's actually not.
Don't call the cops.
Alright, anything else we want to talk about with the stir?
About with a stir.
Like, just... I can tell that the way summoning makes XY is, like, different than the way other people make XY, but I can't really tell you how that works. I'm not sure he can either.
Is it that he makes it more accessible?
I don't think so.
I mean, it's certainly not as technical as some of the stuff
Certainly
that
not as technical, this is true. And it's certainly entertaining. Whatever he's doing, it's fun to watch.
Maybe he's just more flowy.
What does that mean?
Difficult to say. Flowy in this case, whenever I'm literally just spewing it out of my ass, just means, hey, this guy doesn't have too many parts that look different from the rest of the parts.
Oh,
It has
Okay.
continuity. There you go. That's a word for it.
continuity. But centrifugal force XY had continuity.
Yeah, and well, I see no problem with centrifugal force XY, but that's also a lot more technical.
Yeah, but what makes summonings
Because he
good?
still
Because
has
obviously
the
centrifugal
flowiness.
force.
He still has
also-
the continuity without being technical. Like, think about the time whenever you first made XY, you had a few gravity wells, and then there's a really long manual that you extend for a long time because you can't
Yeah,
really do
pretty
anything
much.
else.
Have you seen my first XY?
I have never seen your first XY, but
Alright.
I'm going off of my first XY. So.
I'm gonna send you it.
Oh boy, here we go.
More videos. Where are the videos? There we are. Oops, not DAC. Dark.
Dak.
There it is.
Oh.
If you search the title, you can actually find it. It's the first result. Oh gosh.
Alright, I will get to watching
No, I
that,
just-
and you guys
I just
get to
posted
see-
it in the chat though,
Yes, I see it.
and anyone can feel free to watch it if you feel like it. But
Dark
yeah,
text
you can see that there's a lot of the tropes of first XY in that XY.
And there are
I do
so
know how
many
you feel.
XY saves in there, oh boy.
What does that mean?
I'm saying you had a lot of saves.
Oh yeah.
Do you do that a lot?
I do that a
save
lot.
Every
I
few
save-
lines or so
well-
and call it a different thing?
Yes, I do, but then I split up the SOLs when they get over 10 megabytes. But yeah, when I'm making a naked track, and then sometimes when I'm doing scenery and I don't have like a lot of scenery, then I'll split them up. Like I'll make a new save for everything. I'm doing right now for my battle track.
But no, you can definitely feel the points where he really stops and lies on his back, and then he springs up again, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, nothing happens, nothing happened. You didn't see anything. So,
Yeah. There's a-
Summoning's tracks lack that, but it's not as technical as some of the other stuff that people
Yeah.
do. But it still looks good because it doesn't have that break in
so I
flow.
guess it's inspiring because it's not. It doesn't look like it's very hard to make, but then it has this. It still has the flow. Like it doesn't have the moments
Right.
of, blandness that, for example, Dark Tech Tunnels does.
If you ever wonder why I don't do XY, it's because I'm very bad at that.
At flow,
Well, whenever it comes to anything other than manuals. Yes, I would say that. I've sort of figured out how manuals are supposed to look, how they're supposed to feel, and I've taken that knowledge and I've done some stuff with it. But then there's XY, and that's like a whole nother different beast. I can't do what I usually do to make something feel better.
personally, when I think about the best, like the best tracks that I can think of, actually that's not true. Okay, I'll just say this. A lot of people who got really good at things like Quirk started out doing things that were not Quirk.
Did they?
ZN Freak started with Blue Manuals. Anomaly obviously started with Quirk because that's all he really did.
Right.
But ZN Freak started out with Blue Manuals, and then eventually started doing lead stuff and Quirk.
How about recent times, though? I believe
recent times.
Raffle started out with Quirk.
Raffle
I
started out
believe
with Quirk.
Gao Yubao started out with Quirk.
Did Gao Yubao start out with Quirk? I don't really remember.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that recycle.
What just happened? Can I see?
Yes, yes you can.
Ah, that's so cool.
Oh yes.
Yeah, there. Raphael started as a manualer. I know Serial
There you
started
go.
as a manualer.
Yeah,
I don't know,
everyone.
it's just maybe my point is you don't necessarily have to start out with Quirk to be good at Quirk later.
That's true.
There have been a lot of people who have started out not as Quirk and then ended up making some really like awesome like Quirk masterpieces. Or people who started out in Quirk and then like made some really awesome manual tracks. It goes the other way too.
Mm-hmm.
Like well-printed
Sheldon's
manual.
Silhouette.
Or Silhouette, yeah. I mean, that was not Sheldon's specialty, but it's a really cool track.
Oh. No, that didn't work. So yeah, it does go both ways,
yeah,
and
it
you
was
are not
Raffle-
at all
Raffle
limited
started
to
with-
sticking to the style that you're good at,
Yeah.
but that's just something that I've done.
This manual is...
Raffle started with Quirk, yes. Raffle.
Oh. Wait, what track are we talking about? A stir?
Yeah, we were talking about.
Let's talk about a new track. What's our next
We're
track?
almost done with that, yes. The next one on the list that you had thought up and given to me is Freedom of Choice, and I will
Ooh,
get that in
we
the
could talk
chat
about that
now.
one. What do you think about that one? I can talk about it if you want, but
I'm trying to think of what to say about it, because I know it was a good track. I'm not gonna say it wasn't.
you know something that was interesting to me about it was it seemed to me that the parts were very short. Like they traded back the SOL like a lot. Oops.
I actually didn't watch the credits,
Oh, okay, well, that'd be important. But the
so I can't really say.
like when I
much
was
about
watching it, I was like, this doesn't look like a collab. Like, where are the parts? And then later, I was like, oh, they just traded it off like every 10 lines. I mean, not literally, but it was like there was a lot more swapping than I've seen in most collabs
it. Right.
previous. A lot more than I see in the average collab, I'll put it that way.
I guess that might have been what did it. It felt odd to me in that sense. Like, there were some parts that were absolutely brilliant, and there were other parts that weren't as good. And it wasn't that one was doing better than the other, it was just that the style that they had picked up at that point in time ended up looking weird with one person or the other. But that would probably be because they switched so often.
Yeah. On the other hand, I wouldn't have been able to tell you who did which parts before the credits because they switched so quickly that a lot of times it'd be like, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, but
We almost have something going.
I almost have something to say. Just stick with me for a second. I don't know. It was.
And
Like,
this
I
is
would-
why we don't do Let's Plays.
It was strange how, my first thought was, wow, this is remarkably cohesive, but also feels a little bit scattered. And then I
Yes.
watched the credits and I was like, oh, because their parts are, really short. So,
Gosh, stop that.
So, someone could make, one cool thing, and then someone else could make, something that's totally different, and it would look, I don't know where I'm going with this. Words. I'm having a hard time today. I don't know if you can tell.
You and me both. I think we're both bouncing off of each other with the, I don't know how to word. We're
Okay.
giving each other ideas.
Yes.
That's a bad thing.
I don't know what you mean. We're
Like
also
with
trying
the,
to work on tracks at the same time, so
yeah.
maybe that's part of it. We did that last time, and it didn't seem to be so much of an issue as it is today. What? You know what I should do? I should use hit test. I have no idea if the line's affecting it or not.
Ooh. Okay.
It's not. Look, it coasted right over it. No wonder it didn't change his trajectory at all.
There has got to be something I can do with this. But no, I think Dapiano is in the chat somewhere, isn't he?
He was, but I don't know if he was actually watching.
Can he say something? Or maybe I should bring up, like, the little bit they placed at the beginning. Because they had a little spiel about it.
Oh yeah, I honestly don't remember it.
I don't expect you to recite it from memory, trust me.
Got a lot on my mind, okay?
Freedom of choice.
Oh, are you looking at it now?
I am, yes. The passage and time and development of style throughout months of this project led to an entertaining presentation. This was not attacked in a stream of consciousness manner, but we didn't plan so precisely and craftily as some other teams do. We had ideas and we had boundaries. We started out with XY because at the time both of us were even skilled in it. It was a middle ground to start with, so that we weren't throwing our own contrasting styles back and forth at each other. We only had as much of a plan as we had motivation to progress further. The fact that this track is in sections happened almost accidentally, as I assume that just means it's an omni. But as each of us,
I'm okay. I remember this now, and I wasn't sure what was significant about this message that it needed to be said at the time. Like I remember reading this and going, "Okay, sounds like your average collab." Okay,
and it looks like your average collab, but I mean, I guess it almost makes sense.
Oh, it makes sense. It's just I didn't understand why it was in this big message of like, this is important in the opening titles. Maybe that was, I don't know. Maybe there was like a reason, or maybe, I mean, I guess there's nothing particularly wrong with it.
Oh no,
being a message. It's just I don't usually see that on something where it's not. I don't know. It felt like me like there wasn't actually that much to say.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. You mentioned there were parts that you thought were really good. Do you want to mention one of those?
I could try. I mean, I'd have to watch it again and point them out as I get to them.
All right.
I think there were some of the manuals that I really liked.
Call. Go for it. Or
so I am playing the track now. I'm going to fast forward through the credits. There was nothing in the XY at the beginning that really excited me too much, mostly because it was some of their older stuff. I have no problem with that. I do like the fact that it sort of went back to the beginning, because I was waiting for them to reach that point again, and they didn't until the very end.
Oh, yeah. Wait, why did my music stop? There's like a whole bunch of space at the end of Steve McQueen. Who knows why? Not in the album. I know there isn't.
Oh, so you're just. In the video. Oh yeah. Once the manuals and once the XY ended, it got infinitely better. I will admit that. I actually do think that Dapiano had a lot more skill in bear track stuff than Gidim did at this point in time.
I think most people would agree with you. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who wouldn't agree with that, actually.
Since you had a whole bunch of random holy crap stuff going on, and then it's sort of manuals, more manuals.
Those flanuals, and then the manuals.
Yeah, the Aspie-looking flanuals. Those were pretty cool.
I don't really have anything to say on that, personally.
Nah. But oh, was it? Oh yeah. There was one part at 213 that looked really cool. It was like a tail manual into a tail fling, and it did a little loop. And it's pretty easy to do, but no one really does it anymore. Then they sort of went back into XY again, and if I were being completely honest, the XY doesn't seem to have gotten any better from whenever they started the track, which is sort of weird. Maybe it's just because they haven't done too much XY. I don't know. XY is a weird beast.
XY is a strange beast.
I see what you did there. So, yeah, that is a semi-in-depth preview by Opal and Rabbit.
You mean review?
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. Don't tell anybody, though. That's a secret.
You said preview, but I'm guessing you meant review.
I meant review, yes.
All right. Cool. Well, I guess since Dap's not here, I was kind of hoping he would be here and we could talk to him. But that's okay.
He's always here.
Except now, apparently.
Yeah.
What's up next?
Who was on first? Shell Shocked.
Oh, yeah.
Writer of
Is
the
Ryder
Line.
still in the chat? He was here earlier. He was here. He was here at 4:30, so like an hour ago. Who knows if he's still here?
Shitoku's here. Oh, Jinx.
But he doesn't have any tracks that he's released lately that we can talk about. I can say a thing or two about Shell Shocked. I think that
Keep
There was
going.
a lot of discussion about the airtime. I personally really enjoyed it. I enjoyed like how we'd have Quirk, but then large sections of airtime, even though the music wasn't necessarily like not doing anything. Oh, hey, Dap's here again. Except
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if he's actually listening.
Is he? Oh, he's saying something about much faster with Cramules.
Oh, probably he's working on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Sweet. I'm pretty happy with this track, how it's coming along. I think it's going to line up pretty well.
Cool. I'm still trying to get that recycle out of the way.
You're trying to get him out after he did the recycle?
Yeah, I'm
I
sort
actually
of...
don't know how long I want this manual to be. I'm going to find out.
He doesn't like to do what I'm trying to get him to do.
Oh, wow. I want it to go until 9 seconds, so I want it to be quite long. I'm at 7 seconds.
Okay. It's not too bad. When did you start it?
Nope, no start. I'm gonna speed up to the... it starts at about 4.5 seconds. 5, 6, 7. I'm almost at 7. So it's been about 1, 2, 3, 5, 2.5 seconds, and I need to make about 2 more seconds.
All right.
And it's like this. So I'll just make a nice little curve that slowly comes back down.
So, we were going to talk about Shell Shocked, and we actually have Ryder here now. So
We have Ryder! Yay! Let's talk about Shell Shocked.
And he is very confused.
Oh.
So, you said you had something you wanted to say about it? Oh, right, the airtime.
The airtime. I just remember the airtime was kind of controversial, and I personally really enjoyed it because it was. Hey, look, there's an unused line because he bounces. Look at that. I guess you can't see because you're not watching, but whatever.
Nope.
When he first hits the tail manual, he kind of bounces a little bit, and there's an unused line because of it.
Okay.
Anyway, shell-shocked. Airtime. I thought it was cool because, like, the music, there was no obvious spots where music was like, when you're doing like maybe Supersonic Motion is a good example. Like, there's obvious places where it's like, okay, there needs to be airtime here, where like the music all stops, and then there's this like huge build.
Right.
And that was never a thing in the music that was in Shell Shocked, but he still used airtime all over the place, and in my opinion, it really worked.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion, but I thought it was really good.
It did. It really did work. And it's also sort of interesting that we have 2 tracks recently that use text in them, and it actually worked out really nicely.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Back to Basics. Is that our next one?
I wasn't talking about Back to Basic. No, I was talking about Watch.
Oh.
And Shell Shocked, too.
Yeah.
So
I think, like, I don't know. I really like that. It was just, like, so brief. It was, like, one spot.
Yeah. It wasn't really there to stick out. It was just a cool little thing he did.
Yeah. Did Hybrid Eclipse had a shout out to Shotoru. And then Back to Basics had it just said hi, like on the long drop. Have you watched that track yet, Opal?
Yeah. I think long drops are becoming the norm now for placing text there.
Long drop and then text after it.
Yep.
Who do you think was the first person to do that? I'm trying to think if there was a track that did it before Shell Shocked. Like, it's obviously not a terribly hard thing to think of doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that.
But I don't know if anyone's done it before. Well, Vibrate had marks, but that doesn't count because that's not the real track.
Well, it
wasn't done for entertainment.
But I mean, it wasn't like a shout out that you didn't want someone to see.
It wasn't like, what? I'm not sure what Opal is saying, but
as opposed to being a small little Easter egg almost.
Yeah, okay. So
it was there for a serious purpose of actually doing things.
For me, Vibrate wasn't like a lot of them you couldn't even see them. They weren't even there to be seen. They were just there to document it.
Right.
Maybe that's what I'm trying to say here.
We just can't words today, can we?
Nope.
Should just go stuff ourselves with food or something so that we can't talk anymore. People enjoy the broadcast even better then.
I'm confused.
Whatever.
Is this what you do in your show all the time? You just make random nonsensical comments that throw everyone off?
No, usually we're talking about actual news and we aren't multitasking, so I don't have to.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then. Oh, yeah, the
I don't see what was so nonsensical about that last one, though. That was just making a quip about how we'd probably sound better if we weren't speaking. And now we're taking that into effect right now.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know.
Whatever. It's okay. Okay.
I'm done talking today. I only have 10 more minutes, and then I can be done.
1 Mississippi.
I was actually restarting the music, was what I was doing.
Oh. There you go.
I was being productive after all. We didn't expect it, but it was happening.
We do have a lot more tracks we can talk about.
Yeah, what's the next one? Let's talk about the next one. I don't know.
Next one is actually Back to Basics.
Oh, well, we were already talking about that one.
Well, we sort of mentioned it, but then I was like, no. So, Back to Basics for real this time.
All right, so start us off.
Starting us off, let's see. There were a lot of lines.
Yes, that's true. There were a lot of lines in that thing. There were a
you
lot
take
of
your
lines.
average work and then you like, hey, let's put even more lines in there.
Just
and
make ASDFs everywhere. But it was like the same. Like it wasn't like they were like super strong. Like it wasn't like the flings were that much stronger than like your average single line fling.
And it wasn't super fast either. You just had ASDFs,
lines, yeah.
and it was
ASDFs
the first
everywhere.
slow ASDFs that I've ever seen.
Really? Oh, I guess.
Probably.
Yeah, I guess same. I guess I've never seen slow ASDFs. I think it's probably because Hedge invented them and he was always about power. Oh, well.
Yeah,
That's my guess.
maybe.
That's my guess.
And just because they're so much easier to do at high speeds.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
It has nothing to do with who made them and really just what makes it easy to make them. The further the lines are apart, the easier it would be to make.
Yeah.
So I guess, in all technicality, Saphiric's track would be more complicated than what most people do anyways.
Huh. An interesting take.
I'm not sure if it really looks good, but I mean, you know, that's something everyone has to
Shotoku's
decide
right,
for
an
themselves.
ASDF is every frame. And that would mean it's like, that's why it's easier to do at high speeds.
Right. Yeah, because the frames are closer the slower he gets. So
Yeah. Also why it's easier to do flings at higher speeds, but it's more true for ASDFs.
yes. I'm tempted to give up on this. I've been doing the same thing for like
Why don't you try pulling him like up and to the right?
up and to the right.
Like you keep trying to pull him backwards. But that's
Yeah,
the well that's killing him, is pulling him backwards, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I
Or
can't
maybe
think
just
of
straight
what I
up.
would use to pull him in that direction.
Well, pull his shoulder.
Pull his shoulder that direction? Oh, now I remember why I don't do that.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah,
Alright, that makes sense.
there you go. Yeah, no. I don't know what to do. Whatever. Okay, so, trying to think of what else I could say about Back to Basics.
There was a little bit of recycling.
There was a lot of recycling. I mean, Saphiric was pretty much known for that.
Apparently there was an earlier track that had a lot of really good recycling that
Right.
got lost, unfortunately.
I actually expected a lot more recycling than what had appeared in the track,
Yeah, me too.
so I was sort of sad about that, but it did end up being really cool. Especially with the amount of ASDFs that were in there, I was pretty surprised at the amount that he was able to recycle, because that usually fills in even more white space.
Wasn't there like just 2 spots of recycle? I didn't actually go through and keep a tally because I haven't actually written my review yet, but
There were 2 very large spots.
very large.
Well, yeah, like full flings that go in a very large loop, and it's very, very, very noticeable. But I feel like there were probably a lot of smaller recycles in there that I'm just not thinking of right at the time.
I'm not sure about... No, we haven't talked about stop signs. I don't think that's on our list necessarily.
It isn't.
It is not on our list. Okay. I have mixed feelings about recycled flings. Like, part of me just feels like they're a gimmick. Like,
Wait, what?
like, they're like pure skill that doesn't, like, okay, so you make him go in a loop twice. You can make him just go in a loop twice, not recycling, and it would be far less work. And you get the same, like, it would look the same.
Usually that's what happens.
I mean,
is he's not actually recycling the lines that you had before. He's just using new ones that you've put in place.
no, I'm just saying that recycles don't add anything aesthetically to the track.
Aesthetically, no, of course not, because you aren't drawing any lines, so it's not getting any more aesthetic.
Well, in terms of Bancha's movement, like if you're going with the idea that that Line Rider is a
Dance?
animation tool for making
okay.
dance animations,
Yeah, there you go.
then the recycle is just sort of an impressive gimmick, not really a thing that actually changes his movement. Oh, how does he not use that? Oh, I see why.
Well, I mean, it does change his movement. If you didn't recycle it, he wouldn't be going in that direction, but...
Well, yeah, but no one recycles because they want him to go in that exact spot again. People recycle it because it's really hard to recycle a flame. That's the only real reason. And people go, look at it and go, oh, that's really hard. You know?
Sort of. I mean, I feel like it's one of the more technical things that can actually relate, newer people can relate to, because they see him going once and then they see him going again and they're like, oh my god. As
Really?
opposed... Well, yeah. I mean, that's a very
highly doubt
visual
that,
thing.
that a new person is going to look at that track and go, oh my god, he recycled a fling. Like, I don't think you can even really tell.
You
very
can't
easily.
tell that he went over something twice?
It's pretty easy to miss.
Maybe in some of the higher speed stuff. But when...
Well, I can tell
Like-
you disagree with me.
Yeah, think about something like... You remember Valence, right? Or Valence 2. Sorry, Valence 2.
Yeah, there's the two times recycled loop
Absolutely. That is impossible to miss. I
Yeah, I
don't know
suppose.
how anyone would miss that.
It doesn't... I don't know. It doesn't add anything to the movement. Like, he's... Okay, so he goes around in a loop twice, and, you know, he spent 4 hours on that loop as opposed to any other loop in the track, which would have spent, like, 30 minutes. Actually,
Right.
there's probably more time than that involved in the loop, but than 4 hours. But are you understanding what I'm saying here?
Yeah, it's
Do
a
I
lot
have
of
to
work
explain
for
farther, or are
something
you
that
actually
wouldn't-
understanding what I'm saying? Because you
Yes.
keep coming up with ways where you're saying, well, not really. And so I'm trying to figure out if you are understanding me, or you're just
I understand what you're saying, I'm just disagreeing.
disagreeing
Like-
with what?
That it's not adding anything to the movement. Because I feel like it
Do you
does add
understand
to
what I
it.
mean by that?
I feel like I do, but at the same time, the fact that you're trying to tell me I don't makes me think I might not.
Okay.
Because it does add to the movement. You make a conscious decision to make him move in that direction. And
Well, yeah, but no one does a
oftentimes-
recycle just because they want him to move in that direction. They're like, oh, well, there's a fling in the way, so I'm going to have to recycle this fling in order to go here.
Right, but they want him to go in that direction, so they recycle the fling because that's the direction they want him to go.
I don't think that's how it goes.
Isn't it?
I'm
I mean,
pretty sure that's not how people make recycled. I'm pretty sure that's not the reason people. No one looks at a track and says, "Well, I want him to go exactly right here again," because that would make sense with the movement and the flow. So I'm going to make him recycle this fling. and then beat their head against the wall for 4 hours trying to make him recycle a fling instead of making him go slightly a different direction.
I disagree with that. I've done that plenty of times, especially in Do What You Love. Like, there were quite a few recycles in there where I was like, I want him to do this. I really want him to do this. And
Why
he did it.
You want him to do what?
One of the examples that I would give would be the first recycle that I had in here, where he recycled the curve, he went down, and he sort of recycled it backwards and then forwards again. Whenever he went forwards again, that was actually a mistake, but the first time around, I very much wanted him to go in that exact direction. And it's actually... Shitoku's right, you're really sort of generalizing recycling based on that. Just
Right.
as a gimmick.
Well, maybe I just don't understand recycling, but I've always felt like, why do a recycle when you can do the exact same movement in a lot less time? Unless you just want to
Because
impress
you
people
can't.
because recycles are hard.
If you can do the exact same movement, then you'd have a fling in the way. You're saying doing the exact same movement as if you can...
Well, not
go
literally,
over the same amount of
is it
track.
really that much of a difference that you can't, that you have to recycle it in order to get that movement again? I don't think that's it. I think people make recycles because recycles are hard to make, and people will be impressed
They're
by
a very
the recycle.
visual thing that you can say, wow, that's impressive, and a lot of people can say that because it's not very technical.
I don't
and
think a lot
have
of people
to
can
play it
say
in
that
slow
because
motion.
I don't think people who don't make Line Rider tracks are impressed by recycles.
Really?
I don't think people realize how much work goes into recycle unless you've actually tried to make a recycle, and very few people have actually tried to recycle a fling. I have no idea how hard it is to recycle a fling because I've never tried. And
Maybe.
does that mean I can't appreciate the track fully just
What
because?
I can say is that some of the first things that I did notice whenever it came to skill was the amount of recycles that somebody made. Back whenever I was really new, I think that was one of the first things that made me go, wow, Pure is amazing for being able to use that so many times. He did a great job with it.
See,
And
that's totally the opposite for me. I almost never notice the recycles. And then until people point them out, and then I've started looking for them because, everyone is... If the track has a lot of recycling, everyone's going to comment on it saying how amazing the recycling is. So I have to go back and look and be like, okay, what are you talking about?
Oh, so this is a personal thing for you.
Well, it's obviously
You just don't notice it too much. Well, I mean, yeah, but
if you want to
just
go that
mentioned
route,
that
it's
a lot
a
of
personal thing
different
for
people
both of us.
mention the recycling, and you're one of the few people who go back and have to look at it separately because you didn't notice it the first time around.
All right, well, if you're just going to devalue my argument, then okay. I guess we can move on to something else.
I mean, sure.
I mean, this is...
Sure. I feel like I made you mad.
Yeah, you kind of did. I mean, you just took my whole argument and said, well, it's just you just can't see it. And I really hate it when people do that.
I mean, that's sort of what art is. We're arguing about art, and if someone doesn't see something, then it really makes it difficult, because art is visual and everyone sees things differently.
Well,
So if a lot of people
why
see
does that?
things-
Why is it because I don't see recycles in the first time, I don't get to have opinions about them?
Well, you can, but I mean, that's not what the general consensus is. And usually, it's the general consensus that wins
Okay, well,
over
I'm not
side.
talking about the general consensus. I'm talking about my opinion, and you're saying it's not valid.
Then you can have your own opinion, but we were talking about our different opinions and why they were different.
Well, but I was trying to explain it to you, and you were saying it didn't make sense.
Because I don't think it makes sense, and that's why I'm explaining my side of the argument. I'm not sure what you're not seeing there. It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Okay, now you're patronizing me.
No, I'm
Yes,
saying
you are.
let's move. I'm saying let's move on.
Well, this has been fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got through, like, most of it. Shotoku's trying to calm us down in the chat. Oh, that's beautiful. But no, we have gone over time.
Yeah, it's 6.
So, yeah, we got through most of it without arguing. That's good. Wow, that got more heated than Kevin's, and we were talking about how much you argued with him. Are you gonna be okay?
I mean,
Like,
yeah,
seriously.
yeah, I'm fine.
Like, I don't want to leave this on a bad note.
I'm just frustrated. I'm just frustrated that like you can't even see why I don't care for recycles.
Well, I'm just not. You're saying he uses the same exact movement, but he wouldn't use the same exact movement if you didn't recycle it, because he would have to go a different direction.
That's like such a like. Jesus, can
What do you
be
mean by
any
movement?
more like semantic about it? Like,
What do you mean by movement, then? If you go up and to the right, you're going
I don't
to
think
run
that's
into
why
a
people
man.
make recycles. I think people make recycles because they're impressive, because you recycle something.
Okay, then we can ask people why they make recycles, because you're using the words "I think," and I'm saying that I've made quite a few recycles for very different reasons. From first-hand experience.
Yeah, I guess I just don't understand them.
Yeah. It'll be okay.
I'm just frustrated at how you basically took my argument and you said because you haven't made recycles, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, you're talking about why people make recycles. So if you haven't
Well,
made
apply that.
recycles, then
Think
you
about
don't know the
applying that
reasons why
same
people
argument
make
to
them.
anything else in Line Rider. What if we said you can't make ASDFs, therefore you can't talk about them? And then neither of us would be talking about them.
I've made ASDFs before.
Okay, well I wouldn't be talking about them.
Okay. I mean, I feel like you can talk about them, but at the same time, you can't talk about the reasons why people make them, and that's where it sort of gets nitty gritty.
Well, it's 6:07, so we're not getting
Yeah,
anywhere.
yeah.
here, so-
No. We should definitely end this,
All right.
and then we can talk about it later if we really want to.
I mean, I don't have anything else to say, but
Hmm. Okay.
well, bye. Good luck with your track. which-
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna actually work on something, but
I mean, I did. I actually got pretty far, like 6 seconds in
yeah.
on this. And it
Alright,
turned out
cool.
looking pretty good. I actually enjoy this. But,
Cool.
yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Have a good
Thanks
one.
for watching Shotoku and the one other person who was watching. Was
Thank you,
Raphael
Lucking.
watching at one point? Yeah, Raphael was watching.
And Lucking is in there.
Oh, and Lucking was watching. He was just not
Yeah.
saying much. And Ryder was here.
Ryder was here.
Cool.
And Stapiano. And apparently 7 others.
Apparently 7 people are watching us argue.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, I'm sorry for getting, like, butthurt
It's okay.
about it.
Yeah. Well, it takes 2 to argue, so I don't blame you.
All right, well, I will see everyone next week, I guess.
Bye.
Bye.